This is such a good story to cover because it's like I say this and people think that I'm speaking in like I guess hyperbolic terms where like I look at like, okay, you think of like mainstream Twitter leftists, blue check mark. Those are all the retards that are writing for like Marvel and DC right now, right? They're insane people run the asylum, but that's what's happening. So they have their vision of what the world is, and a lot of it's filled with like this social justice kind of meme. Well, not like they meme, but like we meme them. And this warped kind of view where they are like these freedom fighters and all of this shit. So they think they know what they're doing, but they don't. So one of the 25,000 versions of Spider-Man that now exists, which has cheapened this fucking character. They're coming out with the Spider-Punk one. And they're coming out with read this title. Read this title. Marvel's anti-fascist Spider-Punk and Captain Anarchy take on Nazified Kraven the Hunter. Just process that real quick. Like that's basically Twitter leftists or Twitter. That's a comic book. Basically, Twitter in comic book form is what it is. So this new book, Spider-Punk by Cody Ziegler, whoever the fuck that guy is, as it states here, the first issue in a five-part miniseries opens up with Spider-Punk and Captain Anarchy taking on a group of well-armed Nazis by an alternate version of Kraven the Hunter. Together, Spider-Punk and Captain Anarchy succeed in their fight against Kraven and his men, but a sniper shot keeps them from being able to finish the villain off. However, the plot summary for Spider-Punk number 2 teases a confrontation between the hero and Taskmaster, and this was created by Dan Slott and Oliver, whatever. Spider-Punk first appeared in 2014. Blah blah blah. Part of the Spider-Verse, we know that. And all of that dumb shit. So as you can see here, here's punk rock, and punk rock is a cooked fucking genre now anyway, along with metal for the most part. Certainly in the American sense, it's just authoritarian leftists. They all have the same goddamn political fucking positions. But this isn't obviously the first time that we've seen this character. But of course, he is fighting off. There are going to be, man, this lettering that's a weird way to. I don't know. That's just a criticism. Here it goes. It says, so when some Nazi punks roll up to my hood and start shooting up the place, I gotta remind them. And that's what he has to remind them, that he's the Spider-Punk, and he's so punk. He has a guitar on him. He says, "Kick out the jams." And there's Captain Anarchy. Remember, anarchism is not my kind of anarchism that they advocate. It's generally leftism that they're going to advocate. So I'm pretty sure Captain Anarchy is what the communists and comms like to think that they are. Is more so who he represents, as he is swinging around with Spider-Punk fighting Nazis. Such a fucking boring storyline in itself, because I mean, we've seen virtually every single character in Marvel Comics, either back in the day or up to now, fight Nazis. It's the same old fucking trope, and it seems to be the one spot, point in time in history where, okay, these are the people that we know are bad, right? So we have to continue to fight them, and they still see Nazis around each corner anyway. So they like to think that they're still walking around in the world. Remember, everybody to basically the right of fucking Bernie Sanders is a Nazi to them anyway. That's how because they think of themselves as freedom fighters, they have these dragons that they need to slay. So they still think this shit's like a problem. And this is why they write material like this. It's just funny when you consider that all these different pockets of history, even during that same time, that you could have your characters fight people that were influenced by them, but it almost never happens. How often have you seen with Marvel in this day and age? Now back in the Gap, you had commie punching Captain America, which they had to try to retcon out of existence. He used, when he's Commie Slayer, fucking Captain America. But those days are beyond us. You're not gonna see them fighting like someone influenced by like Stalin, who killed just as many, or Mao, or these people that had been influenced by more international socialism and communism. They're not gonna be fighting them. It's always the fucking Nazis, always the goddamn Nazis, because they're the only people that they like to think are bad that exist. Again, this is just par for the course for how a lot of the current era of writers, what they see themselves, and this is why they're only capable of doing dog shit like this. Again, this is like what, to me, what I think Twitter leftists fantasize about, and that's now being wrote about. Like they put that and tried to throw basically Captain America and Spider-Man and their branding into that. And they're writing books based upon that. And all it is, again, is Twitter in comic book form. It's boring. Who the hell is interested in that? The people that would be interested in this in fucking 2022, current year, it's the current year, interested in seeing motherfuckers steal a Nazified version of a character that we've already seen. Like that's boring. I'm falling asleep fucking talking about it. But this is all they're capable of. This is all they're capable of, and this is who writes the books. This is who they hire. They always go back on a Nazi trope, but definitely in this day and age, you have what happened in 2016. These guys think Nazis are every fucking where. So this person's writing this thinking, oh, I'm going to knock it out the park with this corny. What is this lingo, bro? Listen to this lingo. Listen to this lingo, bro. Like lingo, I'm a street walking Cheeto with the heart full of napalm. He says, what do you say? Interdimensional spider poachers. He says he's fought them with my spider fam and watched them beat the bleep out of a capitalist from the future. So not only are they demonizing, really they're demonizing everything. I mean, to be fair, but this is just who they got fucking Spider-Punk demonizing capitalism. And to be fair, that's what I think of in this day and age, all these fucking cornball, hack-ass, authoritarian leftist punks, because it's a cucked-ass genre. That's all that it is. And then he's like, so when some Nazi punks roll up to my hood, I gotta remind him that he's Spider-Punk. And he says, kick out the jams. Like, who the fuck is reading that shit, man? Like, who's interested? Who's interested? I know who's interested. Twitter's interested. But Twitter don't got capital. People on Twitter don't got no damn capital. It broke. It just makes Stan accounts and pirate. That's it. Ain't got no fucking money. Broke. Pissy broke.
You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, ericdjuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.